It is not a secret that the MJ market is growing month over month, and companies within the industry are presenting such an excellent opportunity. The question is, in which company should we invest within the industry? Well, in today's video, I will talk about the company I'm planning on starting a position next week and why, and we'll also compare it with the biggest US cannabis company. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to my channel, consider subscribing and smashing that like button, since that will help my channel grow. Also, I want to say that I opened a second channel in Spanish for everyone that has requested it before. I will post a first video today, and it would mean the world to me if you go and subscribe right now to support the second channel. The link for that is the first one in the description below. So as I said, we all have seen how the cannabis market has been booming in the past year and companies continue to grow. We have seen how many states continue legalizing recreational use really fast. As you can see, this map is from October 2020, and now check out today's map. All the states in black are the ones that have legalized recreational use, which is impressive, the fast growth and legalization within months. And suddenly on Wednesday, New York legalized recreational MJ, tying move to racial equity. New York became the 15th state to legalize the recreational use of cannabis, positioning itself to quickly become one of the largest market of legal cannabis in the nation, and one of the few states where legalization is directly tied to economic and racial equity. In my opinion, this is excellent because this is just a catalyst for more states to legalize and open up until we get to see federal legalization. I do think this is an industry in which we should not sleep on because their possible growth is impressive. For the US legal MJ industry in 2021, expect to see national brands and $24 billion in sales, and the growth year over year is way higher for recreational adult use than medical use. As you can see, they are expecting US cannabis retail sales to get to up to $37 billion by 2024, which would be almost, if not double, what we saw in 2020. As said many times, even though the pandemic has massively affected many industries, some have also benefited from it, and the cannabis industry was one of them. But now, let's talk about the company I'm planning on opening a position next week. If you read the title, you already know I'm talking about Trulieve cannabis stock, ticker symbol TCNNF. It is currently trading at $45.24 per share and has a market cap of $5.4 billion. Has a nice forward PE of 24.59 and a price to sales ratio of 10.41. Trulieve is a cannabis company which dominates the medical cannabis market in Florida, while also building operations in other states such as Massachusetts, Connecticut, California, and Pennsylvania. It was founded in 2015. They are in 6 states, and as of January 2021, they had 75 stores and 1.9 million square feet of cultivation space. They became profitable just 2 years later in 2017, which is impressive since most companies within the industry are not profitable yet. So as of January, they had 70 dispensaries in Florida, 1 in California, 3 in Pennsylvania, and 1 in Connecticut. Only having cultivation in Florida and Pennsylvania, plus they have 140,000 square feet cultivation and production that is building up in Massachusetts, and 3 possible dispensaries. One of the things that impressed me about this company is how fast they are expanding. In January, they opened their second location in Gainesville, another one in Summerfield, and then in Sebastian. In February, they got selected and approved for a dispensary permits in West Virginia, opened their third location in Jacksonville, opened their Tamarac's first dispensary, and in March, they opened a brand new Tampa and Clearwater dispensaries, and lastly opened their first location in Sebring. So if that is not fast expansion, I don't know what it is. Which means that now they have 78 stores and over 2 million square feet of cultivation space. So they already reported their Q4 and 2020 earnings, which impressed me a lot. Trulieve exceeded guidance with another record quarter and 3rd straight year of profitability. Now, they reported a total revenue of $521.5 million in 2020, which was a massive growth of 106% year over year. I noticed that growth has been coming year over year since 2017. Something I love about the company is their cost of goods sold. It is very, very low. See how they spent $135 million to make $524.5 million and reported income from operation of $218 million, which is excellent since their expenses are not that high either, and they grow with the growth of the company. Finally, reported a net income of $63 million. Now, let's compare Trulieve with Comparative, which is the biggest US cannabis company. Comparative has a market cap of $10.4 billion, no forward PE since they are not profitable, and a price to sales ratio of 16.63, while Trulieve has a market cap of $5.4 billion, so almost half of the size of Trulieve, a forward PE ratio of 24.59, and a price to sales ratio of 10.41. So judging both stocks only by analyzing these parameters, we can see that Trulieve is already the best investment since it is way smaller than Trulieve and has a way lower price to sales ratio, plus it is profitable. Now, both companies have had such excellent revenue growth year over year, and that is something we have to take into consideration. Trulieve had a growth of 184%, while Trulieve 106.2%. But take a look at this. Trulieve had a revenue of $626 million, which is 1.2 times higher than Trulieve, but Trulieve is 5 times bigger than Trulieve. And this is one of the things I take into consideration while comparing companies. It means that Trulieve is way better value than Trulieve revenue-wise right now. Now, both companies reported a nice gross profit, 62% for Trulieve and 74% for Trulieve. But in operating margin, Trulieve wins once again by a lot with a margin of 41.86%, while Trulieve is a little over 10%. Plus, as said before, this is a third year in which Trulieve is profitable, while Trulieve has not been profitable yet. I do have to say that it surprised me a lot because it is difficult to find such a growth company within the cannabis industry that is already profitable. Now, on their balance sheet, Trulieve has $147 million in cash, $265 million in total current assets, $860 million in total assets, and $368 million in total liabilities. Trulieve has $102 million in total cash, $417 million in current assets, $2.38 billion in total assets, and $1.01 billion in total liabilities. Now, if we calculate the current ratio of both companies by dividing total current assets by total current liabilities, we can see that Trulieve has a current ratio of 3.5, while Trulieve only 1.9. With this, I'm not saying that 1.9 is bad. 1.9 is actually excellent for a balance sheet and for such a growth company. Just that obviously 3.5 is way better since the higher the better for this ratio. Now, there is something I always mention when analyzing a balance sheet, and this is goodwill and intangible assets. I do like to take into consideration these two assets when analyzing a balance sheet because both don't have any tangible value since they are non-physical, and as Warren Buffett says, it should be subtracted from total assets in order to have total tangible assets. Because goodwill increases when a company acquires new businesses since it is the portion of the purchase price that is higher than the sum of the net fair value of all the assets purchased. So if we don't subtract that, we can see that Trulieve actually has a way higher stockholder equity than Trulieve, which should mean that Trulieve should be worth way more than Trulieve, but when we calculate the tangible assets by subtracting goodwill and intangible assets from total assets, we get $651 million in tangible assets for Trulieve and $1.1 billion for Trulieve. And if we then subtract the total liabilities, we can see that Trulieve has a tangible book value of $283 million, which is way higher than $108 million that Trulieve has, since as you can see, Trulieve has $797 and $470 million between intangible assets and goodwill, while Trulieve has $90 million and $74 million between both as well. So according to this analysis, in this spreadsheet, Trulieve wins by far as better investment with a better valuation and better balance sheet, which means that it is a well-funded company that should not be worried financially speaking and demonstrates that they have a very effective management. Now, even though Trulieve is a way smaller company since they are only available in 6 states, while Trulieve is in 23 states, Trulieve dominates the medical market in Florida and is starting to expand rapidly. And if we ever see Florida legalizing recreational use, which it will happen sooner or later, we might see a nice and exponential growth in Trulieve as well. Remember that there is a potential for an adult use bailout in 2022, which means that Florida is planning on fully legalizing cannabis by 2022. I am very bullish on this company. It is the most profitable cannabis company in the US. Analysts are expecting the stock to go as high as $94 per share or as low as $41.5 per share within the next 12 months. But as you can see, 9 out of 9 Wall Street analysts are recommending to buy the stock while there are none selling it. So as I said, I'm planning on opening a position next week on this stock and keep adding to it every time I see an opportunity or every time I can, since I think this is an industry we cannot sleep on, and Trulieve is, in my opinion, the best value cannabis company in the US. Now, have you invested in any cannabis stock either in the US or Canada? If yes, which one? And if not, are you planning on investing in this industry? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember, I opened a Spanish channel in which I will be posting almost the same content but in Spanish, so if you could share it with your Spanish-speaking friends or family, it would mean the world to me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please smash that like button and subscribe since it really helps the channel out with the growth. Thank you and see you next time.